HoBao Hyper MT Plus 2 4S, stock as a rock, with the exception of a slight shock collar adjustment. I just felt that the shocks were a little bit too soft, and the truck was sitting very low. Oh God, I forgot that was there. So I adjusted the shocks a little bit. I also adjusted my camber and toe because it had a lot of camber on the front and it had a lot of toe in on the rear and a lot of toe out on the front actually. So I kind of fixed that up a little bit, whacked some 4S batteries in here and just see how it runs, and pretty good. Runs alright. Tyres aren't terrible. Obviously a big truck like this, high centre of gravity, you can see it leaning in the corners. And that was actually good. Seems to have quite aggressive brakes too. So yeah, see, when I anchor the brakes it just spins out like crazy. So that may require a slight adjustment. And now I seem to have a stick stuck somewhere on my wheels. Tell you what, for 4S, straight out of the box, it's actually not terrible. It does tear up the ground. Tyres are surprisingly good. Or good enough, at least with this sort of speed and this sort of power. Not enough to really prop the front end up. I don't think we're going to be doing any massive jumps or any crazy backflips with this thing at the moment. But man, I've been waiting for this truck for so long. So glad I got it. I shouldn't have gotten rid of the other Hyper that I had, to be honest. The only reason why I sold it is because I had a decent enough offer on it, and I decided to let it go. Well, I don't think I'll be letting this one go. Alright, let's go on the jumps. Yeah, it's not the fastest truck you're going to find on 4S, but it's got enough power, it's got enough grunt. Here we go. Wow. That was pretty good. Pretty good. I love how it leans when you're going in on the corners. It's got that lean. Very monster truck. If that's even a term. Oh, missed it. Now I know some people will look at this and go, you know, I can't deal with these sort of big monster trucks and whatever. I suppose, you know, it's different strokes for different folks. I do like to have something like this in my collection, you know, which is why I have my rival, and I've had my rival, flies on my face. I've had my rival for a long time. It's one of my oldest trucks on the channel. Ooh. Oh no, I've lost sight of it. Bring it back. Oh, there he is. Surprise! It's just that sometimes you just want that different driving experience. You get to drive all these cars that are somewhat very similar, and then you come across something like this, and you kind of have to adjust your driving style. You have to think how you're going to make that turn. You can see I'm sort of struggling because this has a slightly larger turning circle. It doesn't have a very narrow turning circle. Ooh. Yeah, it does have a slight nose up attitude. I can see why they put the batteries in the back. You kind of have to let go, hit the jump and keep the throttle just a little bit on. I'm noticing it's wanting to dip the nose a tad. Yeah, so you'd be better off, on 4S, you'd be better off leaving the jump with throttle and then just cut the throttle just before you land, and it'll bring the nose down. But if the nose is already facing down when you leave that jump, you do not have the power to bring that nose back up. You can see how I'm doing that there. Those damn trees, they can never stand still. I mean, I genuinely thought I was going to miss that, but because I had the wheel turned, but it just didn't happen that way, and I knocked the post out. I put it back in, so it's all good. Lucky I didn't hit the tree, I hit the post. Oh god. Yeah, good. It's got good speed to make, you know, make the jump and get some decent height. Tires are surprisingly good. I'm really surprised with the tires. I was not expecting these tires to really grip all that well on the gravel. If I'm going to be bluntly honest, I thought that these were going to be rubbish. And I'm surprised. I'm so surprised. Look at that, I can actually drive the thing. Oi! Oh! Oh! First little scratch on the body. That's it. It's been christened. You don't have to worry about keeping it all nice and new and shiny anymore, because we've got our scratch. Oops! Whoa! The bloody drains, trees. This thing just is aiming for everything except open ground. Oh god. It's funny because I had to hit the throttle to keep it going, to keep it on all fours, and then I had to anchor the brakes so quickly to avoid hitting that drain again. So I don't have enough to clear this jump. And you see I did it there, so I went a bit soft and straight away the nose up attitude, not ideal. So we'll go one more and then we'll switch it out. Nice. All right, let's see what damage you can do on the big jump. Alrighty. Man, this thing is such a monster. All right, let's take it easy. Let's get it. Whoa! Let's make sure we got ourselves lined up here. Yeah, suspension's a little bit stiffer, so it's a little bit bouncier. All right, so again with that kick up off that jump, I gotta remember, if it gets bad, anchor the brakes. I might be able to pull off a front flip, but we're gonna have to hit the jump with throttle on. I almost forgot to turn myself then to keep the car in shot. Yeah, it's just it's not enough speed on 4S to really do anything with this jump. If I go too hard, I'm gonna hit the face of the next jump. If I'm going too soft, this is boring to watch. So, and it looks like I've hit LVC anyway. So, time to switch this out to 6S and see what this thing can really do. All right, now we're talking. But a lot of power going to the front on 6S. Yeah, a lot of power going to the front. So that's going to require some diff tuning. But oh boy, this thing boogies. I've heard or seen a couple of comments of people saying that, you know, because this is a 7th scale, it should really be 8S equipped. No, I disagree. I disagree. The Yamaha Mojave, for example, everybody said the same thing about that truck, and that thing absolutely hauls. It is one hell of a truck, and that's a 7th scale, I think. And it's running the BLX 185, which is plenty. I think the thing is that, yes, you could put 8S in this, you could change out the system, but I mean, it's already crazy bonkers as it is, and this isn't a truggy, this is a high center of gravity monster truck. Going for that much power on a truck like this, even at this size, yeah, it's going to be hard to control. It's not, you're not going to really use the full extent of the power. It'll be very similar to when I did my crazy Chaos Reaper. Like, I wanted to make that thing overpowered. I wanted to make it 8S because the X-Max was 8S. But because it's such a it's a much lighter truck, it's also a narrower truck. So it doesn't have the stability of the X-Max. And when you put 8S power in that, it was undrivable. The thing, I could never use full power on 8S of that on that truck. So I switched out the system, went to a more capable 6S system from Hobbywing, and I really like the way that that truck drives now. And this, I think, is very much the same. You know, and even the stock Reaper has plenty of power on 6S without going, you know, putting crazy power systems in there. So, I mean, this is doing perfectly, and I think I'm getting distracted and talking too much. So let's go on the jumps before we run out of battery. Yeah. Whoa. I cracked myself up. That was funny. It was just a slow rollover. Oh God, okay. Oh dear. Alright, so on 4S you can pretty much leave the wheelie bar out of it. You can take a day off, the wheelie bar is not needed. But on 6S, yeah, definitely needs to be here. Even with the center diff being so, oh, come on. Thank you. Even with the center diff being so open, it still pulls up the odd wheelie here and there, which is good. Oh, those brakes are just too harsh. I should have adjusted the brakes. Yeah, all I did was tap the brake. I didn't even like do anything. Yeah, you got to be careful. All right, and now I know. Like it was on a small jump. Oof. All right, it's a bit dangerous here with these trees and 6S and a monster like this. All right, let's do one more. Playing with fire. All right, let's go bigger. Yeah, look at those front tires just turn into pizza cutters. Holy! Okay, yeah, clears the jumps. No dramas. So I can line it up a little bit straighter and hopefully clear that double. Let's see how we go here. Woo! Big send. All right. Bring it back. Yeah, all right. Okay. This has got some power. Oh. Man, I tell you what, like, all right, you know, I drive my Kraton. I love the Kraton, the Outcast, and all the armor cars. They're all awesome. You know, and you know, you got buggies, and there's other cars that I enjoy driving as well, like the Team Magic cars, the E5 and E6s. E6s more so than the E5s, if I'm going to be honest. But when it comes to a high... Did I just get my wheel stuck? When it comes to high center of gravity monster trucks, there's not a lot of people that can do them right. I know that a lot of people will say, oh, the Savage or the Sen Reaper, you know, they're pretty good. The X-Max, obviously. But when you go a bit left of field, I don't know, like there's something about having a car like this that I know is not as mainstream as the HBI, as the you know, the X-Max, or even as mainstream as Armories these days. Like I don't know, there's just something about this truck, and this is why I was saying earlier how I regret selling that other one that I had. You know, the first Offner Hyper, that wasn't very good. I don't regret selling that truck at all, even after I did all the upgrades to it and everything. Yeah, it was alright. I was like, well, whatever. But the number 2, like, honestly, I really enjoyed that. Even though it had an awful turning circle, even though it didn't bottom out before the shocks, like, it still had its own little flaws, but they've improved so much on this one, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Alrighty. What kind of damage can we do here? Let's have a look, eh? So straight away, I mean, that wasn't even full throttle, and you can see how much further I'm going with the truck, just because I'm running that extra power compared to 4S. Oh, couldn't quite line that up then. Let's see if we can do. Now the wind is against us, so this isn't the best scenario. You can see the flags there waving. They're pushing the car, so let's see how we go. Oh, why can't I line this up? Here we go. And that's a miss. That's a miss. Come on, I want to get a couple of good jumps in before... I haven't even done a backflip with this yet. I wanted to get a couple of good jumps in before we hit LVC. Oh, that was almost a backflip. If only I'd hit the jump properly. I'm having a bit of trouble here. I don't know what's going on. Oh no! Again with the brakes, too early back. Too early. That time it worked out alright. Sorry, need to adjust my camera here just a little bit. Alright, let's go again. Wait. Oh, I cannot line this up. This is frustrating me. Come on. I've done this like 1,000 times before. Oh, a little bit heavy on the nose then. Didn't quite clear the jump. But at least we managed to get a backflip in there. Alright, let's go again. Backflip with the pirouette. How's that? I hope that's okay. Yeah, we seem to be fine. Are we? I think we are. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Alright. I'm just not lining this up properly today, guys. I'm really sorry. I am trying. I'm just having a little bit of trouble getting this thing to line up properly for some reason. Yes! Blind landing on all fours on the other side of the hill. Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm not going to be able to get the speed, to build up enough speed with this truck, because I'm correcting it quite a bit. And the other thing, we've got the wind. I don't know if I'm right side up or not. Oh, here we are. We're good. We're good. Again, another blind landing. Couple of nose darts. Couple of awkward landings as well. This thing's holding up pretty well. Oh, it just won't clear the double. Oh no, that's it, that's LVC, we're done. We are spent. We are spent. The Hyper MT2 survives the bash here at Altona. Doesn't do too bad. I don't know. I'll have to think about what the improvements could be on this one. Tires are definitely surprising to me. It did exceptionally well with the tires. Steering's pretty good once you adjust your camber and toe. and overall durability so far seems to be pretty good. So I don't know, we'll see how we go. I'll run it a few more times, and yeah, hopefully follow up with some final thoughts on this guy. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and as always, check out the video description for more information on the Hyper Plus MT2. I've probably said all that muddled up, and links to my social media pages. Thank you again, and I'll speak to you all next time.